So I'm gonna be doing a startup sequence to see how long it takes for the computer to start on a regular spinning drive. So here we go. "48 seconds. Could have been a little more, but still stuff going on in the background. But 48 seconds from completely off. So now we're gonna do a switcheroo. I'm gonna do installation of Windows 10 on the SSD drive, and we'll be back in a little bit. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna be doing a SSD install on my laptop. This old Dell Latitude I got from Amazon the end of last year before Christmas. Got it for like $200. I just needed something. I was going away in a trip, and I needed something that I can remote back into my computer here at home, and I figured this is as good as any. And it's refurbished, and they had put a 125 gig spinning drive in here, and it's low as molasses. So I figure I'm gonna infuse new life into it and put in an SSD. I'm doing 40 gig SSD in it. First thing you need to do is back up your files. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm backing up my files to a thumb drive. Once this is done, I'll come back with a tear down. Alright, now that your files have been backed up, let's turn the computer off. Again, this takes a while to shut down. The screen goes up, but the light still remains on. So it's you can tell, still on, still shutting down, closing background task, hard drive light still flashing. And we're gonna see the difference. Now it's totally turned off. We're gonna see the difference now with the SSD. Okay, so we flip it over and have to remove this screw right there for removing the hard drive. So I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back. So if you're some kind of a geek, this has to be in your toolkit. It's got all different sizes of bits and screws. So we're gonna need this adapter and this. Alright, so now that the screws are removed, so we just slide the hard drive out, and so it comes out. And this, let me get my glasses on and see what. It's a Hitachi 7200 RPM. And what size? I'm sorry, and very bad sight. 160 gigabyte. So this is the cheapest one they could find to put in the computer instead of that's refurbished. Alright, so I'm gonna remove this and put it in, open the new one and put it in. Alright, so you gotta make sure you put that the right way so you be able to fit it back. So the new hard drive is gonna be going like that. So you take this slide out and just slide it like so with your hands. So put the screw back on. And I'm gonna be getting a PlayStation 4, and I'm gonna be putting a Seagate FireCuda SSD on it. I got one for my desktop computer that I'm gonna put on as soon as I get the power supply back on. Alright, so the hard drive is on it. Let's just slide it back in like so. Oh, that didn't catch anything. There you go. Let me put the screws back on it. Not going in. There we go. And the other screw. Sorry, I got my Windows license label there, so I don't want nobody copying my number and stealing my license. So I'm gonna pause this video. Alright, so the hard drive is in. Now we just to the installation of Windows. I gotta get my disk. It's right here. You can do this with a thumb drive. Have a Windows installation on thumb drive. I trust my DVDs still. And we're gonna see how fast Windows installs on this thing. So again, we're gonna push the power button. It's not gonna boot because there's no bootable drive just yet. So F12 for boot options. It should come up to the CD Windows installation. Oh, there it goes. Here reading. Windows logo. Oh, by the way, I got that SSD from Amazon for like 60 bucks. 240 gigabytes. The price of the SSD is still awfully high. I was gonna get a terabyte, but that was like almost $400. So it wasn't worth it. I only use this casually to sit in the living room and cast stuff to my Chromecast. And like I say, I got it because I was going on a trip and I needed something to take with me to transfer photos and to remote back into my desktop back here at home to do work. So this was good. Alright, so here we go. Click next. Install. Now we're going to do a clean install, of course. Alright, so I'm gonna skip this now. That's where asking me for the license. I'm going to install Windows Home. version. Alright, I agree. Next, custom install, and you see the partition right there. That's where you're going to be installing Windows. And let's see how fast this thing writes. Usually it takes 20 minutes to an hour to install Windows on a regular hard drive. Plus the updates takes a while. So see, unlike Mac, this one doesn't tell you how long before it's ending the installation, but right now it's reading the CD. I did an installation, SSD installation of a computer last week on a client's computer. It was an old Toshiba. It had a bad hard drive. Right after I installed the hard drive on his, I said, I definitely gotta get one of these for mine. It's like the boot up time went from, well, he wasn't booting at all. You just push the power button and it's instant, right to the desktop. Alright, so I'm gonna post this video and I'm gonna come back when the installation is done. Alright, so continue with the installation. It's at 21%. It is 9:53. Let's see how far it takes, how long it takes before it's finished. Alright, so it looks like it's just done installing. It says restarting in 5 minutes. Not completely done the installation. What the hell is my clock? Right there, 10 o'clock. So it was 9:53. So about 9 minutes, 7 minutes or so. It's still not completely done doing the installation because he still gotta go through all the setup. I can still hear the CD spinning, reading. So Windows should be popping up any second to be finished setting up. Put in your username and stuff. So I'm gonna pause it right now and come back when I'm done. Alright, so at this point I removed the Windows CD from the tray. Now it's starting up for one last time. By the way, I typed in, he asked me for my license key and I typed it in. It says it was wrong. I know this is the right one because I just took a picture of the bottom of the computer and type it. So let's see what happens once it's done putting into Windows. Alright, so this is where I put my information. I'm gonna sign into my account and be back. Alright, so Windows is done installing. Now let's test how fast it goes from 0 to the desktop when it starts. Alright. Alright, so Windows is done installing. Now let's test how fast it goes from 0 to the desktop when it starts. Alright. Just about the same amount as before, but the startup is a lot faster.